For more on this, let's bring in Declan Ahern, a director at the consultancy Brand Finance in London. Welcome to the program. Firstly, great news for La Liga fans in South Asia, but I'm wondering if you can explain to us, how does Facebook stand to benefit from this? What sort of revenue are we talking here?
Well, firstly, thank you very much for having me. Facebook have strategically identified India as a potential growth market for them. They opened an office in 2016. Last year, they made a bid for a $600 million bid for the IPL, broadcasting rights in India. And now we see them entering the Liga space. India represents a massively untapped market for them. And our research indicates at Brand Finance that 76% of Indian Liga fans follow their teams on Facebook, on their platform. And when you couple that with Reliance Industries entering the mobile market, which has seen a massive decrease in the cost of data and internet in India, it's the perfect storm for Facebook at the moment.
And in terms of the potential revenue, I guess because this is such a new space, it's hard to quantify right now. But what could Facebook be reaping in terms of its financial reward from a deal like this?
Well, Facebook, other social media platforms, online platforms, their business model revolves around capturing people on their platform for as long as possible. If we're looking at a ballpark figure, you could probably look at Star Sports India, who are the biggest broadcaster of sport in India. Their advertising revenue last year through sports alone was around $300 million. And of course, the more users using Facebook, the more they grow that market, that figure could reach the billions.
And Facebook says it has a few other rights deals in the works, but that it's not looking to become a major player right now, of course. But do you think traditional media outlets should be worried that companies like Facebook and Amazon are now entering the fray of sports rights deals?
I think they should be very worried. Consumer preferences are changing. People are no longer using traditional broadcasting channels. They're using consumption through their mobile phones. India, for example, has the second largest mobile phone market in the world, 1.2 billion people. And we see the likes of Amazon, Netflix all getting involved in the disintermediation of media, live streaming different sporting events around the world. So I definitely think this is a massive shake-up for the industry as a whole.
Yes, and given that companies like Facebook seem to have a bottomless pit of money compared to, I guess, the TV networks these days, how do you think traditional media outlets can compete with the likes of Facebook when it comes to securing these rights?
Well, a lot of these traditional companies have long-standing contracts with organizations. Each year we see in the UK, for example, BT Sport, Sky, bidding massive sums of money in order to lock in exclusive rights deal for the Premier League, for example. I think perhaps we could see a consolidation of industries, perhaps a lot of the tech players buying the more traditional broadcasting models, perhaps the other way around. It's anyone's game at the moment, really.
And as you know, we had the World Cup recently in Russia, and nothing really beats watching the games on the big screen, does it? So do you think that perhaps that the two can coexist, TV networks as well as social media platforms? Can they sort of mutually coexist in this space?
I think so. I think ultimately it's about meeting consumer needs. And Facebook themselves have said that they are open to other opportunities of getting the broadcasting out there. I'm sure they'd be open to striking deals with broadcasting networks in India with the traditional broadcasting networks. But ultimately, Facebook's business model revolves around attracting people and keeping them on their platform for as long as possible to generate those advertising revenues. And providing new content and services is the way Facebook and other social media platforms are doing that.
Okay, Declan Ahern, Director at Brand Finance. We will have to leave it there, but thank you for your analysis.